The one thing that I did not like when I worked at the jewelry store is you folded the diamonds up in a piece of paper or other gemstones like emeralds and rubies, and we had a file box in the safe that people say, I'm looking for such and such, and you go get the loose diamonds out and you show them. And invariably the paper would crack and the diamond would flip out and go on the carpet. So then you'd spend a lot of time down on your hands and knees looking at the carpet. Seemed like we were, once a week minimum, we were looking for a diamond or an emerald that fell on the carpet, and we were going through the carpet fibers trying to find it. One time, one of the casino owner's wives came in, and Vern was getting a big emerald for her, and he talked to some suppliers in New York, and they sent him 3 big emeralds. They were probably like $50,000 emeralds or more. And she came in when he was waiting on her, and she decided none of those were the right ones. She didn't like the looks of them, and he went to put them back in the safe. Well, later on, her daughter-in-law came in and said, my mother-in-law wanted me to look at this emerald. It might be one. I'm looking for one too. So we went to get them out, and 2 of them were in there, but there was one missing. And so we looked in the safe, looked all over. We said, well, we can't find it. So then we really looked in the safe. We tore the safe apart. We couldn't. We looked for about a week, could not find that emerald, and it was on consignment from the people in New York, and it was like $75,000. So we contacted our insurance company, and I think we had a $10,000 deductible. And they said, we've lost this emerald. Well, was it stolen from you? Well, we don't know. We remember showing it to some people, and then we never saw it again. And so they said, well, if it was $75,000, then your cost would be what, $30,000? No, $75,000 wholesale, and a big item like that, you'd put like $5,000. If it cost us $75,000, we'd sell for $80,000, something like that, because you still made $5,000. But so they were reluctantly paid the people that had it on consignment. That we had it on consignment paid for it because we couldn't return it. We returned the other 2, but not that one. A couple months later, maybe even 6 months later, we were going through some old envelopes. We had a thank you envelope that we put the jewelry in. When we fixed the jewelry, we'd put it in the envelope and give it to them. And on the back it had the calendar birth months and that kind of stuff. And we had a whole stack of them up there, and we were going through them and picked one up and said, there's something in this. Opened it up, and there was the lost emerald. We figured that Vern must have got interrupted on his way back to the safe or something, and he just stuck it back behind on the desk behind the double counter, and was going to put it in the safe later and then forgot what had happened to it. And that's kind of what he thought. So we called the insurance company and said, we found that emerald. And they said, what? Yeah, it was lost in the store, now we found it. And they were pretty upset. They said, well, we want our money back, give it back to them. They said, no, we had it on consignment, we paid for it, they won't take it back. It's been bought, it's not ours, your insurance company paid for it, it's yours. So what do you want us to do with it? So they said, can you sell it for us or something? I don't know. They worked something out. And they said, well, we wish you hadn't told us that you found it. And he said, what, you want me to be dishonest? You want me just to keep it? It's not ours. I know, that's the type of people they were. Then after they were discussing, they just wanted us to not tell them. And but anyway, that's what happened. So when I went to work for the wrecking yard, the tow yard, the wrecking yard, I thought, man, at least I won't have to be looking around on the floor for emeralds and diamonds and stuff. Matter of fact, one time, an emerald flipped up, and it was another lady was showing it, one of our older sales ladies. And we looked and we looked and we looked all afternoon. Everyone in the store was crawling on our hands and knees, looking under the counters. And finally, one of the salesmen said, the gal was fairly big busted, and said, well, it didn't flop in there, did it? And she said, oh, no, heavens no, it did do that. And then she went in the bathroom and came out and said, I found it. And it had gone right there. So that was interesting. But so when I went to the tow company, we had up to 2,000 or 3,000 cars in our storage lot. And guess what I was always looking for? A lost car. We had rows and spaces, and we had them all organized, but sometimes they'd get moved, and it wouldn't get noted down on the computer. So I'm still looking for lost items, even in a different job.
Bigger.
Bigger items, yes. But some of them we never did find. Don't know what happened to them. Cars. Imagine that.